welcome back to my YouTube channel. So for today's video I am going to be testing some new makeup that I've never used before or tried. So it's going to be a testing new makeup video, also with first impressions to see how I like the makeup when I apply it. I've just gone to Boots and Superdrugs to get some new makeup bits and I'm just going to be putting that on my face, seeing how it goes. If I'm looking hella oily right now, that is because I've got my ring light on, obviously because I want to show my face the reality of me putting the makeup on and just making sure that the image is really clear so you can see. I've already cleansed my skin and I've already applied my moisturiser, so I'm not showing that in here because that is to do with my skincare routine. I can do a separate video on that if that's wanted. I've let the moisturiser sink into my skin, and the first product that I'm actually going to use is this mini Pore Professional. Now I actually didn't get a new primer. I don't normally use primers, but I would like this makeup to last all day as I have some family coming round in the garden for some dinner. So I know that starting off the video of not what it says, but I am just going to be quickly using some of this Pore Professional primer on my face. My hands are clean, I've just washed them thoroughly, and with that I'm just going to pop some of this Pore Professional primer on my face, just mainly where I get oily. This primer does feel quite silicone-y. It is the Pearl Primer by Benefit Cosmetics, but it's going to help just keep everything in place. So the next step that I'm going to use is I'm actually going to try out this Maybelline Fit Me Foundation. I'm using the shade 100. This is the foundation out of its packaging. I hope you can see that there. I'm going to be using the Real Techniques 200 Expert Face Brush. So I've just put the foundation on the back of my hand like so, and slowly start to put this all around my face. So, oh wow, okay, that's good coverage. I mean, when I was reading the description in the shop in Superdrug, it said it was a medium coverage. Obviously, because it's tailored for normal to oily skin, it is going to be quite matte, which is what I need actually, because I do get oily throughout the day. So I'm just blending this all in my skin. And it's blending actually really nicely. It's not smeary. I don't know if you can see that. It is just blending really nicely. I'm not having to work too much with the product. And take some over to the other side. So I'm just going to be blending this down the neck. I don't want any kind of like harsh lines, and I'm just going to take a little bit more of that foundation. That'll do. And I'm going to just put that a little bit more over my face just to get a bit more coverage there. So the next product that I'm testing out is the Mark Concealer from Avon. I am using the shade Fair. It's the Nude Matte Cream Concealer. I've actually heard that this is a dupe for the Collection 2000 concealer, the one that's really popular, and to be fair, I do actually use that myself most days when I'm wearing concealer, but I really wanted to try this one out. It was £4. So I'm just blending that in with my brush. I'm just gently pressing that concealer in. So that's blended really nicely actually. I'm very happy with that. So I'm going to do the same on that side. I'm just gonna take a step back and just have a look at my skin and see if there is anywhere that I've kind of missed. So I've still got some breakouts around here. I actually quite like this concealer. It's a little bit more thicker than what I thought it was going to be. I mean, I know it's a creamy concealer, but other creamy concealers I've used, like the NARS one, this is actually quite thick. It's not too fast drying, but I wouldn't like to do my whole face and then go to like blend in the concealer. I think you should just do one stage at a time on your face and then blend it in. So just to go over, I really like this foundation. I think it's great. It is mattifying. The coverage is actually better than what I was anticipating. It just goes over really beautiful, blends in well. That's with using my blending brush. I could always try this again, but using a beauty blender. So I'm happy with the foundation. The concealer I liked. Again, this blended in very well. It's a little bit thicker than what I'm normally used to, so it probably won't be an everyday go-to. This would probably be more of a concealer that I use if I'm going on an evening out or I'm having lots of photos taken or anything like that. But overall, this is quite a good concealer. I'm actually going to go in with this new pressed powder. So this is the Collection Pressed Powder. And I'm going to be using the shade 3 Translucent. It says on the back, an ultra fine powder enriched with silk and blended with moisturisers, contains silk, vitamin E, UVA and UVB sunscreen. So that's quite good. So it's going to put some protection on my face as well as keeping it nice and matte. I'm going to dab my fluffy powder brush into it and tap off any excess. And I'm just going to dab this around those places on my face where I get really oily. Just over the nose and the chin again, blending that all down. It's actually gone onto my skin really nice. It's mattified my skin, what I wanted it to do. So I'm really happy with it. It reminds me a bit of the Rimmel Stay Matte powder. Next, what I'm gonna do is actually gonna bronze. So this is the PS Bronze Glow Matte Bronzing Powder. This was £1 and it was from Primark. I got it in my recent Primark haul and I haven't actually used it yet. So that's that one. And I think the shade is literally just, well, Bronze Glow. Oh no, the shade is called Suspect. Quite a strange shade name, I think, for a bronzer. Don't know about anyone else, but I like to smell new products. It smells okay. Some products that I use, they do smell a bit chemically, so I don't know why, but before I go ahead, I'm just going to have a sip of coffee. Lovely. I'm going to be taking my Revolution angled bronzing brush. I like using an angled brush for bronzer just because I like to really try and sculpt. I'm going to gently dab the base of my brush into the powder. It's quite pigmented, there's quite a bit of fallout from that, and I'm just going to tap that. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a load of product coming off the brush there. I'm just going to go and repeat that process on the other side of my face. Actually looks a bit darker here. I'm actually going to go back in on the other side and do that again. Just dab some fresh product here on these high points into the hairline. Actually, I'm not even just saying it, but this is a good bronzer. Like, I can see the product applying really nicely just how I want it to the skin. Just going to blend that in. Hopefully I don't ruin my white top. I'm not going in with any additional products now. I'm just using that same brush and blending into the hairline. And a bit on my ears as well. That's really nice. I'm just gonna bronze up the sides of my nose because I'm not contouring today, but I'm just gonna bronze a bit there, give me some sort of definition because the sun always hits the nose as well, doesn't it? I'm gonna go back in with my brush that I used to put my pressed powder on. I'm not gonna add any additional product. I'm just gonna go in and blend that in more because the more you blend, I think the more seamless the makeup looks, and I'm just, with bronzer I get worried that it looks patchy, so I'm just going to blend that in. That is the PS Bronze Glow Matte Bronzing Powder from Primark for £1. Bargain price and a really, really nice product. Once I've done my face, I feel like the brows is what kind of finishes off your face, if that makes any sense at all. So, to start off with my brows, I'm going to use this product that I haven't used before. Obviously, it's a testing video. It is the Soap & Glory Archery 2-in-1 Brow. So I've got the sculpting and the setting. I'm going to use the sculpting end. So this is what it looks like. I'm just going to wind that up like so. And this is the product. I'm just going to gently start at the tail end of my brows. I've just had my brows waxed as well, so I'm happy with them. I haven't got too much texture under here when I come to do my eyeshadow in a little bit. I'm just going to spoolie up the hairs and make sure they're all in the same direction. So I'm just going to start by drawing on the brows and filling them in a little bit. And then I'm going to change the angle of this product and just gently stroke upwards in the hairs to give it a bit more, more of a fluffy look. And I'll start on the other brow. To go over with my brows, I used to get the Rimmel London Brow This Way Brow Gel, the tinted one. I don't know if this is the same product, but this is now called the Wonderfull Brow Gel. So it's a 24-hour waterproof brow mascara with fibres. So I think this is either a new product or a new version of the one I used to use. So there it is there. I am using the shade 002 Medium. And there we go. Just going to take that out. So this is the applicator. It's like a nice little spoolie. And I'm just going to carefully feather this through my brows in an upwards motion to set them in place and to also give them some more pigment. Really like that, feels good. I like the way it applied, I like the amount of pigment, the shade is just right for me. I was humming and hawing whether to go for the medium or the dark shade, but I'm glad I went for the medium, so it's definitely the right shade for me. This was, I think, $5.99 in Superdrug, so a good price for a brow product like that. I'm just going to quickly go over my eyelids with the MAC concealer. I used this in my last video. I'm not going to use my new concealer because I always use this for my eyes. It's just amazing. It doesn't really crease or anything like that. I'm going to go over my lid. I'm going to set that concealer with the pressed powder again from Collection. Just purchased the Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette. It's really beautiful. This palette is called the Reloaded Neutrals 2. It's a very lovely and autumnal eyeshadow palette, and the pigments look great, and the size is actually really good as well. I'm going to take a big fluffy brush. I'm just going to point to the shadows that I'm going to be using. So I'm going to be using this one here in the top corner, and this shade is number 1. So I'm just going to dip into that shade, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to apply that gently into my crease. I'm going to be looking down into the mirror. I'm going to be holding onto my brush ever so gently, and I'm just going to do like a windscreen wiper motion into the crease with that colour. Then I'm going to be taking my Luxe crease brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade. Let's have a look here. I want to go up a little bit, but not too crazy. I'm going to go for this shade down here. This is shade 14. I'm just going to work my way into my crease. So it's not too dark. I'm just building up the shades ever so softly. Again, doing a windscreen wiper motion. And then I'm going to take the brush I just used before for my first transitioning colour, and I'm just going to go over that, just over the outer edges, just to diffuse that ever so softly. One day I would love to invest and get a nice set of the, I think they're the Zoeva brushes. I think the Zoeva brushes look really, really good. Those shadows have gone on really nice. I mean, I could leave it like this and it'd be a bit more natural, but I really want to test this palette out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take a more angled, soft brush. This is just one that I've got off from eBay, but it's actually a really good brush. It's super soft, applies the product really nicely. And I think I'm just going to apply in the outer V some of this like dark chocolatey colour, and that is the shade number 13, so lucky for some. So I'm going to gently sweep this shadow onto my brush. It looks quite pigmented and darker than what it does look in the pan. And I'm just going to gently work this into my outer V. That does look a bit scary, doesn't it? So I'm just going to go back in with this brush and diffuse those edges and really buff and blend. It's diffused it quite nicely in how I want it, but it's kind of showing up on camera a bit dark, like I haven't probably even touched it, but I promise you, it looks okay to me. It probably looks like, oh my god girl, what have you done? You haven't even finished, like keep blending, but I really like it like this. I'm going to dip into a little bit of this tone down here, this like little red tone, just to deepen that outer V a little bit more, but give it a bit more of a different colour. So I'm going to dab that in on the edge of the brush, like so. You can't even see what I'm doing, guys. There we go. Tap it off, and let's see what happens when I apply this colour. It's giving me quite a nice little bit of extra oomph to the shadow. gonna tap into some of this shade here. This is the shade number 7. Again, lucky for some. So I'm just gonna take that on my brush, really tap that out. And now I'm gonna be looking upwards. So I'm gonna be holding my mirror here. You might not see this bit, and I'm just gonna sweep under to connect that colour with the under lower lash line. I'm just going to take my big brush now and just really start to blend down into the sort of shade that I want. I think these edges are still a bit harsh, so I'm going to go in with this shade here because I feel like that's going to be a good shade to kind of fix that, and that is the shade number 6. Around the brow bone a little bit just because it's a lighter colour. Tap into that again and do the same on this side. Overall, with this new eyeshadow palette from Revolution, I really like it. I think there's a great shade range in here, and there's mattes and shimmers, beautiful autumnal tones. There's a beautiful orange colour in there, but I need to get a bit more brave with eyeshadow before I attempt to use that one. Yeah, this was £5, so for £5 I think this is a bargain eyeshadow palette. And to be fair, Revolution eyeshadow palettes are great quality anyway, so I think, you know, every time you get one of their eyeshadow palettes that it's going to be really good quality. About yourself?
No, it's just cover-up blisters I got from the other day.
Oh, right. I'm going to apply some blush. Now, I am super excited to try this product out. I've been waiting for this video to actually try some of this, but this was the product I was telling you about in my last everyday makeup video. It's the one that I won in Holly Boon's giveaway. It's the Holly Boon HNB Cosmetics Dare to Be Different blush palette, and it's in the shade Oh So Snatched. So when you open it up, it's super pigmented. I mean, just look at that lovely pinky kind of corally shade. It's just such a lovely colour. Like, when I look at that shade, to me that just looks like health and happiness in a colour. That sounds really weird, but it really does. I'm taking the Creme, I think that's how you pronounce it, the Creme Shop angled brush. I like to use this I like to use this brush to apply my blusher with. It's got a nice angle, it sits nicely on my cheeks. So I'm going to dab into the blush. As you can see, it's quite pigmented on that brush there. So this has actually got a little mirror in the palette as well. And I'm just going to smile and gently stroke this on the apples of my cheeks. Can you see it's just giving me like a nice little rosy sheen? Just going to tap that onto my cheeks. And then I'm going to go back in with my powder brush and just go over, just in case that's too much product on there, because it is quite a pigmented blush. So that is blush. Let's have a look in my mirror. Really like it. It's giving me some kind of like life. I really like that blush. I've actually ordered today her new product release, which is her loose powder, her loose setting powder. I've ordered mine in the shade Fair, and I might do a dedicated video on testing that out. So I'll like do all my base and then just strictly test out that powder. I'm super excited to try it. So as soon as that comes in the post, I will probably film with that product and test it out as well. So I'm super excited to get that in the post. I'm gonna go in with the Benefit Cookie Highlight. I've only used this like once before, and to be fair, I can't actually remember how it was on my skin. So it's technically not a new product, but I've only, like I said, used it like once before. So I'm going to be putting this onto my high points, and then I'm going to go in the corner of my eye. Just picked up the little brush that it comes with, and I've got some product on my finger, so I'm actually going to use this so it doesn't go to waste and put that in the little corner of my eyes. Oh wow. I don't know if you can see there, but that has highlighted the corner of my eyes really nicely. I'm going to take the brush at the sides. I'm going to dip the brush into the product, tap it off, and I'm just going to stroke it on. Ooh, I don't know if you can see that on camera, but that is a nice glow. Oh yes, I really like that. It's not too like bright in your face, but you can see I've got a nice healthy sheen from using that. I'm just going to go on the high points of my face again. So just a bit here where the sun hits, and a bit on my nose and the button of my nose. Yeah, really nice. I really like that. So that is the Cookie highlighter. Next product I'm going to test out, I haven't used this before, but I've recently just purchased this, is the Benefit Bad Gal Bang Mascara. I've heard so many good things about this. I think I saw Emma's Rectangle use this before, and her lashes looked insane. Oh wow, that applicator is really long and it doesn't look clumpy either. So I'm looking forward to using this. I haven't curled my lashes or anything, I'm literally going straight in with this product. I like the fact that the handle's got a good grip on it as well, it's like quite textured. So I'm just going to go ahead and do my mascara. Going to go on the top of the lashes and curl the lashes upwards like that, and then separate them like so. Oh no, I've just dabbed a little bit on my lid, that's not good, but I can clean that up. Oh, and on my nose. Oh my god, what a disaster. Because I'm not using my left hand, I'm not left-handed, so I suppose there's more risk with getting blobs of it all over my face, isn't there? I'm just going to go and do my bottom lashes. Tops again, stroke the brush up. Wow, can I just say the applicator is beautiful. The bristles on the brush are really spaced out really nicely. I was able to like separate my lashes nicely. Obviously I've kind of made a little error here, but I'm just going to try and fix that. Just in case I've taken any product off, trying to fix that little mishap there. For my lips, I've got a duo set of lip liners here that I got in a glossy box. And this is from the brand Saint Luxe. It sounds luxurious, doesn't it? To go with the liner, I'm going to be using my Huda Beauty Demi matte lip cream that I actually got in my glossy box as well. So the glossy box video that I've done before, I got this in there. I'll also link that video below in the description box as well. This is in the shade Game Changer. I'm going to try this shade. This is in the shade Crush, and I'm going to line my lips with this. is more of a pinky colour. I'm just going to do the top lip for now, like near where my Cupid's bow is, and then I'm going to apply the Huda Beauty Demi Matte Lip Cream in the colour Game Changer. It's actually quite lighter than what I thought it was going to be. I'm quite happy with that. It's got quite a coconutty taste to it. I don't normally like lipsticks with a taste, but it's actually quite refreshing. And now that I've put it on my lips, it's quite cooling, so the sensation is quite nice in a weird way. I have tried other lip sticks or like liquid lipsticks that turn matte, and they've actually kind of tingled my lips and it's felt really uncomfortable, but I really like this one. So I'm just going to make sure that's nice on my lips. Top of my pony like so, and have my hair down like this. And then to finish off the makeup look, I've actually purchased a new setting spray. So this is the Max Factor Lasting Performance Setting Spray, all day setting power. It says extends makeup wear up to 8 hours, prevents colours from transferring and smudging, controls shine, dries quickly, skin feels smooth and moisturised. So I'm going to give it a nice good little shake, and then I'm going to spritz it over my face. That's actually really nice. It's really fresh, smells like cucumber. So as soon as it hits the face, it's really refreshing. And also, another thing for me, I absolutely hate with setting sprays is if they're too vicious. Even though you're holding the spray from afar and you're like spraying your face, if it's too vicious and too fast, I really don't like that. But this is like a mist, so it's just gently laid on top of my makeup, and I've just kind of like fanned it in. And yeah, so that is the finished makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and if you've watched it this far, then please put in the comments new makeup Sundays. So comment new makeup Sundays if you got this far. Give the video a huge thumbs up, hit the subscribe button below and the notification bell so you get notified every time I upload. And I hope you have a lovely day or evening, whatever you're doing, whatever time you're watching this video, and I will see you all again soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.